Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Solid Ink, along with,
Vega,
and this is the Torn Page.
getting drunker and drunker with each video and segment.
Even though we have no beer here,
Man, no, this is our first sober segment, man, because like we're actually talking about manga.
especially since we've been off for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and we just had a lot going on,
Oh yeah.
so we should have been done this.
But like and we decided to like take the time, pick up a few mangas, new mangas that like we don't,
Is
we.
it manga or manga?
It really doesn't matter at this point. It both sounds the same. In America, man, we call it manga. In Japan, Korea, China, manga. Manga. So then in this week, I let him borrow Planets.
Yes, let me borrow Planets. It's actually kind of good, and it also got me doubling back on how manga is built differently from American comics.
Oh yeah. So
Or
then.
just American comics, but just comics in general.
Oh yeah. So then this is part 3 of our discussion of
You used discussion. I'm so proud.
debate, fight, mortal enemy.
This is why I can never have nice things. I'm always ruining them like immediately.
Like yeah, I know. Like the second edge to my double-edged sword of traditional versus digital.
You would bring that back up. You would. You just cannot let that go.
Man, we gotta summarize it, man. Okay, cool. So like in like our like first part of the video, man, we like pretty much went over traditional versus digital, in the terms of like which way is better to like pump out work and like don't settle into a style. Okay, after that, man, we talked about traditional versus digital and comics. Now, manga.
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 And you know what? We're done with this segment. Moving on.
Right.
Yes, in terms of how it's built, because the common misconception when it comes to how manga is built, in terms of, you would think if you're thinking, okay, how do you build a comic book in America? You got a sketch artist, penciler, inker, colorist, all on a comic board, goes to digital, and goes to digital to be colored, and it's very rare that they have comics come out that are now hand painted, or hand inked, or whatever the case is. But in manga, it's actually built from the ground up,
All by hand.
And to clarify, and I feel like I need to say this now before we segue into it later, those manga programs that we get in America, those are mostly American built to help make what we're doing easier, to kind of help bridge that I wouldn't say gap, but help bridge
the divide.
Yeah, the bridge the divide. Ultimately, so we don't go through the painstaking of having to build 100, 200 comic book. Let's be honest, they're like, because when you think about it, ultimately, when you think of a Japanese manga, it's
one chapter a week. Man, that is exactly what I think about them. One chapter a week, maybe 20 pages at best. If it's every 2 weeks, it's a good 40 pages at best. If it's monthly, you're looking at like 60.
Yeah, but you're still talking about putting out that much level of work.
Consistent.
Comics. Yeah, consistently, by the way.
And then I think that manga does a phenomenal job. They just have an oversaturated market. And then they don't give time for you to invest in the characters. Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. If you find a good manga that you're hooked into, definitely. But then they are incredibly way more cutthroat than Americans are.
When it comes to their their genre.
Yeah.
In terms of...
They're creative.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Industry. I'm talking about if you just look at animes. Okay, cool. You know how Naruto was really huge, but it's plagued by fillers. But that's because they don't want to get ahead of the comics like they did on Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh.
But then at the rate we are right now, that it's more quantity over quality right now. So then we have 20 brand new animes coming out every 4 months on a consistent, regular basis. So then you're always moving on to the very next thing.
Yeah, Funimation's flooded, bro.
Oh yeah. So then if you used to watch shows like Outlaw Star, D Gray Man, Full Metal, even, you know,
Full Metal.
that those are all great pieces. But if they were to come out now, they would get lost in the market.
That's true, because people had time to go. Well, back then had time to read them, and this goes back to my original point. When it comes to when it comes to manga, there's always gonna be one. You only have one creator overseeing it.
Mm-hmm.
One creator overseeing it, and that creator tells a very flushed out story from start to finish. And you brought up something very well. It was the last video that manga artists always have their ending written out.
Some do. Well, no, actually not. Most do.
Most do.
But then one, if it's like fairy tale or like whatever, that like man, you're just shit's all over the place.
You're just not gonna let that go.
I can't, man. That is the most recent train wreck I've read in manga. The only other recent train wreck was the other most recent one was Akumetsu.
Oh yeah.
Man, that shit got like so convoluted that like
yeah.
That they were trying to go somewhere that they just ain't know how to flesh it out.
It definitely kind of got very messy somewhere. I don't even know where it got. It just got messy. I'm like, none of it ended the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just accept the role, but it is what it is. And as a fan, it started off really great.
Yeah.
So did Fairy Tail. It started off amazing, and then had a very phenomenal build up, but it was being dragged out. So what it is. But when it comes to manga, I think it's a significant advantage it always has over American comics, is because there's that one creator and they tell that story.
And they stick to that one particular story, and then they move on to like next project.
Yeah.
Like a great example.
So it's always gonna come to an end at a certain point.
Oh yeah. So then like a great example of that would be Death Note. If not Death Note, you could move on to his phenomenal left turn and like his creative process by doing Bakuman.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, because with American comics, we're always gonna have those characters that have so much longevity, legacy characters like Spider-Man, Superman. They're always gonna be around,
but then in manga, legacy characters are few and far in between. Okay, I can name off legacy characters in like manga probably on like both my hands. As in American comics, I can't. I don't have enough fingers.
Yeah, you don't.
Fingers. I'm gonna have to be like that guy from like The Magicians. Have to have 2 extra fingers to do all the spell work. And even then I might have like enough.
You might maybe not have enough, honestly.
Maybe. Okay, cool. Then we have DC's entire lineup. Then after that, we have one guy from Image. Then after that, we have all the Marvel's lineup.
Yeah.
Legacy characters, like I said, too many.
Way too
But then in manga, I could do it like really well. Okay, we have Naruto. We have Ichigo from Bleach. We have Luffy from One Piece. We have Sasuke Uchiha.
Also from Naruto.
Also
I still think that entire story was about him, but we're getting off.
Oh no. Man, 1 second. We have we have Ed from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Okay.
Goku, Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, but you're forgetting the OG Astro Boy.
Astro Boy.
Like
we got the guy from Speed Racer.
Speed Racer? Speed Racer.
It's just Speed.
It is technically just Speed, actually.
Yeah, Speed. Speed. Again, I refer to that one particular guy as the guy from Speed Racer. Speed.
But with that being said, when it comes to building their story, okay, let's separate the story. Like when it comes to the building the manga in general, like it's hand drawn.
It's
start to finish.
It's hand drawn, hand inked, and then ultimately they have 2 assistants doing backgrounds and shading.
Yeah, and even then, they come with these shading screens. Oh my god, the first time I used to pick them up was in high school when I first I can draw manga.
Oh no, it's shadings, backgrounds, and effects.
Yes.
Effects, my bad.
That's what they have their assistants do. But even then, they're taking care of majority of putting out a manga every month, and we're talking about a good 60 to 70 pages per month, you know?
Yeah, and then like on top of that they get combined into volumes. That way you could like pick them all up in like one shot. it is very well put together, especially for something built from like the ground up.
Yeah.
I will say that like these guys kind of get lost in like money and like stress and drinking and health issues.
Drinking and health issues. That got dark real fast. Where are you going with that one?
The guy from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Got it. Never mind.
Oh, health issues. D Gray Man, health issues. Hajime no Ippo, health issues.
I mean,
I don't know. I just gave up at one point. I just hope that like
they're doing well.
I mean, eventually Ippo makes it out to like that world title level, man. Because right now that they're concerned that like he has punch drunk syndrome, and he might not even make it to the world title. But as much as I want him to, I don't know what the hell this. I think this guy is trying to find a way to end it.
Yeah, I think he is too. And honestly, I think we need to take ourselves out of the fandom right quick because we became fans real quick, despite us trying to talk about manga from the way it's built. But we get lost into it.
Because manga was up and coming. I'm talking about that they had that like the beginning of the 2000s. At the very end of like Dragon Ball Z and shit. I'm talking about that they had great. It was quality in America over quantity. Now with like Netflix, Hulu, Funimation, Crunchyroll.
Some of those ideas don't even go to manga anymore. They just go straight to animation.
Oh yeah.
Just by name alone.
That they have like a lot more in the quantity than quality, and that's where I fell off. Yeah. I'm like.
But even then, like.
I grew up on Cowboy Bebop. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. Everyone references Dragon Ball Z. Naruto, the big three.
You know what's funny though? When you think about it, and people look back on actually reading the manga, the manga for Dragon Ball Z way over, it over excels compared to the actual anime.
I know.
That is insane.
On top of that, Ghost in the Shell was coming out at the same time. Quality over quantity will always suffice. Man, Tokyo Ghoul is a good one. Attack on Titan, another good one. I'm talking about if you do great quality work instead of substandard pieces of shit.
Yo, you just came out of left field with that, just pieces of shit.
I'm talking about that. Those are great works, and I have never been more excited for what the direction Attack on Titan is going in.
Yeah,
the direction.
It's got a very old school manga feel to it.
Yeah,
so even when you read
the direction that Tokyo Ghoul is going into. No, Tokyo Ghoul actually is going in.
But even when you read their stuff, you can tell a lot of their covers, for their manga, is hand painted because they still do things very traditionally. They tap very little when it comes to the digital market, and when it comes to selling their manga.
That they could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Do they prefer to do it that way? No. No. Because they realize the value in traditional skill.
A lot. They value that a lot.
A lot more, and especially
even their assistants have to do a certain amount of work before they even can get to put out their own manga under their name.
Oh yeah. So then, in saying that that entire industry is all aimed at children.
Think so?
Children, because it's ultra styles. It's a low startup. As long as you have good quality work at the beginning, enter some work in competitions, enter some work in manga contests, and then begin submitting pieces to editors and different companies. You get started for relatively low, and then ain't no one gonna judge your style because the style is all over the place. You have seinen, shoujo, shonen,
you're more familiar with that.
And shoujo. There you go, shoujo. And a shoujo, and then they each have their own a variety of stories. One is more geared towards love. One is more geared towards adult-oriented content. One of them is just action-packed.
Love that one.
Oh yeah, same. Oh yes.
I don't know what that is. When it comes to action, they focus so heavy in it. When it comes to just their scenes.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about that they break it that they break this action down, that probably only happened within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was watching Gaunt's Zero on like Netflix, and then like, I mean, regardless if it's not canon, I had a lot of fun watching it, man, because they were able to compact that action into like minutes.
Really, I have a lot more fun reading.
Minutes, but then like when like I went back and actually read like the comic,
Yeah.
man, that should last for like good 20 issues.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I appreciate anime, but when it comes right down to manga, I think it has captured the hearts of a lot of American comic readers.
Yeah, and then like you could tell that like it's on the rise in like the movie industry, especially comics. Comics definitely right now with like DC, Marvel, but like you know that they're beginning to like look at a lot of closer works. I'm talking about Ghost in the Shell, that recently had a movie. It sucked, but like had a movie.
Okay, yeah, it sucked, but
Man,
I
it
liked
sucked.
it, but it still sucked though. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it, but it's you could tell that there was a lot of people who weren't happy with one. Let's just get the immediate concept of the whitewashing out of the way. But what people have to understand is that whole crossing of genres, not even crossing of work, has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the Japanese version of the X-Men?
I know.
That shit is fucking amazing and partly sucks.
I know, but man, no, but then okay,
Does partly suck.
the crossover of like work between like America and then like Japan. If you ever watch Princess Mononoke, that's a good crossover, man, right there. Man, no, and it released like an American market. You know, we all fell in love.
Oh, 1997?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Talking about that, that was one of the first really detailed anime movies I watched.
Oh yeah.
And then like I'm very opinionated, so then like for like me to like sit down, shut up, and then just watch it, it'll be like watching like the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Just shut up and appreciate the corniness.
Yes.
Man, the corniness and the coolness.
What was that, 1995?
Yeah.
That was, yes, it was 1994, 1995.
Just sit down, watch.
That's corny as fuck.
And then like even now, you sit down, you shut up, you watch
I still watch it.
Yeah.
I still watch it.
Yeah.
It's just
I won't watch any
corny.
other. Yeah, just incredibly corny. I swear to God, that like I look back into that, I'll be like, yo, man, this shit used to be fire back when I watched.
Sat there and watched the whole thing. I mean, I remember taking my dad to see it and him sleeping through the whole thing, but I was up the entire time.
Yeah,
Up the entire time.
I was watching it on like VHS.
Jesus, VHS, my God.
I am old.
That's how the Japanese consider their style, VHS. What is it? When it comes right down to it, though, the reason I like mangas,
Traditional style, definitely.
it's built through and through traditional.
Oh yeah,
style.
now I'm a big fan of like good artwork. But
As we know, you hate shitty artwork.
meaning
know you hate shitty artwork, Vega.
I know. Meaning I cannot sit through like anything shoujo related at all. I cannot sit down. I will cringe. I will probably break a monitor.
I don't know, something about that work always seems so loose and fluid, like water-like. Is it just me?
It's too water-like and not like I feel detailed enough that like the proportions ain't right. I don't know.
Listen, it's still art. It's still very much an expressive.
It is
way of doing things.
It is. But man,
way of doing things. That's not even close to right.
Man, but then like I don't want to like watch
expressive way of drawing.
But then like I don't want to watch like like a love like manga. No offense to that category. I don't want to watch gay manga, straight manga, anything love related, man, because I get like enough of that and like action. But now the only thing that separates shonen from that is I would say that they have some epic fight scenes. And then they like build up that slow lovey-dovey throughout like the entire series. So then by the end of it, it's like, okay, this you could feel like this guy physically earned it. Not mentally earned it, but physically earned it.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot I like about manga, and I think people don't really appreciate what goes into it and why certain artists take so long when it comes to doing their work. Because like I said, from the time they start drawing, okay, they're taking care of majority of the work when it comes to drawing out the characters, sketching, doing the 60, 70 pages of that monthly release. And aside from their 2 assistants, that's if they have any. They're still doing the covers. They're still doing the pages, the break pages, which have that like cool little artwork or like little notes towards the readers, which they all do by hand because they appreciate a lot of Americans who pick up their work.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, when it comes to manga, yes, it is.
We are half their market.
Oh my God, more than half. More than half.
Nah, we got the UK, we got France.
Yeah,
we got like a few other countries, but then
eat their shit up here,
like crazy hard.
And despite what people think, I mean, for the quality that we're getting, you spend like $10-$11, and yes, you don't get.
You get like
color,
you get
the experience of that story. You get to it's intense.
I was reading Bio Omega on like my laptop probably 2 years ago, and then like when I picked it up in person, I'll talk about that, like the actual manga, just part one. When
fresh page smell.
And I just enjoyed it way more than like anything else. I enjoyed it way more than like I enjoyed like when reading it on the computer, which is why like I feel like in this one respect, traditional wins.
Yeah.
Digital.
Something we can agree on.
A digital don't even play a footprint in this unless it's the cover.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, because certain manga artists are starting to go the digital route. They appreciate the things that it can do,
but then
they can't do.
But then like it ain't never gonna win. It's like the beginnings of like a failed experiment for them, and because Planets is a great read. I'm reading Blame. They came out with a movie on like Netflix, which I swear to God that they picked up like the story from like probably 3 volumes in or something like that. I swear to God, that like they might have picked up the story somewhere in the middle of everything going on.
Okay.
But then like I'm reading like the first volume right now. Phenomenal.
Listen, I mean, maybe it is an experiment that's doomed to fail for them. I don't think so.
I think it will, man, because like the entire appeal of manga is manga. It is an upstart process. Talk about low cost to like start off. I'm talking about just pen, paper, shading, ink, pencils. Do it gag style.
Talk about comics to the basic bare
minimum. Yeah. Basic bare minimum. Paper, pen, good story.
Good story.
A good story. Black and white, no color. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, and even then when they do those occasional first few pages in color, they're all done by hand. Like all of them are done by hand, which is again shows you how far they're willing to go to tell this story to get people to pick up that book.
Yeah, to get people on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, like I said again, I don't think digital will not have a place in manga. I think it's not a failed experiment. I think it's just going to take a little longer for it to get to where it needs or where it wants to go.
It just better stay in the realm of cover art as far as I'm concerned.
That I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah.
Stay in the realm of the cover art. Don't touch the pages. Because that's where, when it comes to American comics, that it loses a lot of,
individuality.
Yeah, it really does.
And then, I can honestly
say...
there's
only a handful of artists out there.
I love, the first webcomic of, One Punch Man. When they redid it as, a manga, it looked even better.
Yeah.
And then when the anime came out, I lost my shit. I'm like, One Punch!
Oh my God. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, when it comes to certain American comic illustrators, their art, like their pencils, even the inkers, they kind of get overshadowed by the colors.
Yeah.
And that does tend to happen. Like we discussed with, Clayface, he feels like his colors was doing majority of the work, or scene majority.
Oh yeah,
and
so
it wasn't what his actual pencils and skills were showcasing. I'm not saying, and then to clarify, I am not shitting on anybody who strictly does colors. No, But I feel like the way that American comics has mainstreamed the way colors are done in comic books, where it has to be like this very flashy style, is what's kind of ruining it. Instead of people kind of just developing their own style to doing things. And then again, there are people who do it, but when it comes to, like, for example, when it comes to American American comics and movies, they're trying to imitate that greatness of the way it looks in comics.
I call it the Michael Bay effect. First the movies, great. After that, explosions. After that, love scene. And then you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? It's like a formula. He like wrote that just works for him. But if you look at his series, Black Sails, phenomenal. When he went away from all the explosions, all the stuff, he went back to bare root minimum.
Yeah,
phenomenal. But then in movies, I call it the Michael Bay effect.
The Michael Bay effect. I'm gonna use that one. That's actually pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
Not saying you're dumb, but that's actually pretty intelligent. The Michael Bay effect. Holy shit. Hashtag Michael Bay effect. All right.
You're welcome.
Yo.
Oh yeah, and then it is 12:49 p.m. 10/29/17. You heard it here first. The Michael Bay effect.
The Michael Bay effect. I'm with that. But yeah, that's my take on comic. Well, not my take on. That's my when it comes to manga.
Oh yeah,
especially when in this part 3 series.
Oh yeah. So then, in a conclusion, digital versus traditional for like art style.
Traditional for the win.
I say go digital to pump out. No. To pump out the work, you need a pump.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. So then it wins in that respect.
Yeah, but
okay. In American comics, traditional or like digital.
I kind of gotta go.
It's a neutral ground. It's a neutral. It's
a
very neutral ground.
I want to say neutral, but I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be digital simply because you're right. This is when it comes to
pumping out consistent work, but
not even just pumping out consistent work. When it comes to
getting
noticed, and when it comes to the cutthroat nature of being an illustrator
in America,
you have to go digital. You have no choice.
I will say right now we currently do stand at like a neutral page. So then right now neutral,
neutral,
because right now it is making that transition period. Half and half. That like you have to have a good traditional style, but you have to know the applications of digital. So then like right now they both go hand in hand.
They do.
And especially when like everything's getting colored by like hand, by a computer these days.
True. I mean, the thing I like about DeviantArt though, before we take our leave, the thing I liked about DeviantArt is because people are trying to experiment on how to make digital their own. You know, like really, if they're gonna be in this business and do digital, they want to do it unique to them, like showcase their style in digital.
Facts. And then like when it comes to manga, 100%.
I'm sorry, because you keep saying it wrong.
Manga.
Manga.
Traditional or digital? Traditional.
Oh, yeah, you were about to go digital on me. You were that close to be like digital.
maybe, but then like definitely, but definitely traditional. When at 100%, it's like they should not veer from it. As much as I don't like the saturated market, it's definitely all traditional. That there is nothing else out there for them. Oh yeah. And then they are beginning experiments into digital. Just stick to fucking cover art. I said it here. Cover art only.
Okay, we get it. Your love for manga, we get it. Jesus. I listen, I agree. Trust me, I do agree. Because there's some things that should not change. When it comes to the way manga is built, that is one thing I don't think should change.
Yeah. So in this argument, I would love to like leave you with like, 2 pieces of like information right now.
As he lifts his book in front of your face.
I am currently reading Blame. Check it out on Netflix. If you like it, pick out the manga. And I let him borrow Planets. And if you never have ever read a manga, you know how like Americans read from like left to right? It's right to left, homie.
I'm pretty sure they'll figure that out. Not that bad. We didn't even include that in this segment simply because that's basics.
Basics.
That's basic.
Basics, but then I feel that like I might have to mention it, especially if you're gonna begin picking it up based on.
Well, then this is the wrong channel for them. Actually,
facts.
This is the right channel for you. Please don't go.
I don't really care. I mean,
I bet you don't.
I mean, no, these guys could unsubscribe, I guess.
We have no subscribers.
Dislike us.
They don't even like the video. So what more do you want them to do but just leave?
Hail Cthulhu. No, too sweet. There we go. Too sweet.
All
too
right,
sweet.
Cool.
There we go.
And that's the show.
Yeah.